Well, good morning. My name's Alex, and I bought this used Surron from someone on Facebook Marketplace, and this has been my experience this past week. Some really quick specs though. I'm 6'4" and about 280 pounds. I believe this is a 2023. If you have a way for me to figure out exactly which one it is, let me know. I bought it for $3,250, and it has about 1,000 miles on it. First, this is definitely not a toy. I have a couple of e-bikes. That's my Swift Zip. But basically, it's all 500 watt. Maybe one of them is 750 watt, 48 volt. Like those in reality are toys when it comes to power. This thing is serious. Like if you upgrade from those to this, understand this is very, very, very serious. Not a toy. So I obviously had to let my oldest daughter ride it. And then of course you got to give it to your brother, let him ride it. And then I asked my son,
Yeah.
do you want to come ride with me
Yeah.
and record? And he's like, okay, cool. And so I'm leaning forward thinking I'm going to go really fast, launch. But in return, you hear the sound. That chick. There it is. So obviously the chain came off. And it happened twice. And this is like my first week of ownership on a used Surron, so that was a little ridiculous. Then as I was looking at stuff around, this like front plate, I forget what it's called, it was broken. So I just cut that off. Even more digging around, I was taking a look at the wires. I saw some electrical tape. I was like, wait, what's happening? Why is there electrical tape on a Surron? Turns out this green wire was cut. I'm not sure what it does. I tried to text the seller. He said, like, when you cut the green wire, it gives you more power. So comment below if you're a Surron expert. True, not true, I don't know. But I also figured that the decals, even though they look nice and I like them, the decals probably are hiding some scratches or something like that. And, after taking the decals off on one side, I do see that it may have been laid on the side or something like that. So yeah, so I mean, the downside of buying a used Surron, right? Like that's kind of, it comes with the territory. But you save about 1,800, maybe even $2,000, depending on exactly your deal. Because a new Surron is like $4,400. You're gonna pay some sales tax on top of that, so it's like $4,900 to $5,000. Maybe there's some fees. The wrap would have cost, and the first thing I see people do is pegs, and so foot pegs, right? So it's like that's already $5,200, right? And so that's what I'm saying. I saved about legitimately about $2,000. So that's really cool. I should have been a little bit more thorough. The guy let me do a test drive on it. So be thorough when you're buying it. This is your hard-earned Monday you're gonna spend. So be thorough. Look it over. And the other part is look for modifications. If this thing is totally modded out, that means people are pushing these Surrons and electric bikes to the extremes, and it's at the extremes that they usually break. And so that's why you want to stay away from the ones that are heavily modified, and more importantly, heavily modified but also poorly modified. This thing is really fun. I really am glad I had my e-bikes for a year before I got this thing, because I have a good comparison now. The e-bikes, they're cool, but compared to this thing, they're just so slow. And this thing really is a fun thing to ride around. And you can see I'm in Spokane in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm just riding around Riverfront Park, and it's just a blast. And so now I'm just gonna be looking for other people to ride with up here. Obviously during the winter season it snows a ton, so this thing is only for summer, but still this is, I really think this was a great buy. With that being said, that'll do it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.